What's good? What's good? Prince Sports in the building. Let me address this, man. Let me talk about this because Terence Crawford turned Errol Spence Jr. to an old man overnight per domination. But what's next for both of these guys? Let's start out with Errol Spence Jr. Now, just because you lost doesn't mean you're a bad fighter, okay? Some of the greatest fighters in boxing history have faced losses. Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. Hell, even Floyd Mayweather suffered some losses, even though it's not on paper. On paper, he's undefeated. But if you actually there's one that was up, that's not even up for debate. He actually lost. Rather he was hurt or not, he lost. And that's against Jose Luis Castillo. He lost that fight, period. Okay, but I'm not talking about Floyd. Errol Spence Jr. Where do you go from that here? What's next for you? Well, for starters, when a fighter loses, here's the problem with boxing sometimes. When a fighter loses, they get exposed for their weakness, right? Where Kell Brook seemed almost invincible, right? He was on top, the most dangerous, the most feared welterweight. He took a chance to fight Triple G because nobody in the welterweight division wanted to face Kell Brook. But what he did when he faced Triple G, he fucked up his eye socket, his retina, right? And that became one of his weaknesses. So every other fighter that was fighting him said, hey, you know what? We're going to hit him in the same spot. We're going to do what Triple G do. Because whenever you lose, people follow that game plan. So now that Errol Spence Jr. has lost, people will follow that game plan. Guys that watch boxing, boxers themselves that study tape on other boxers that lose, what they do is follow the same game plan, right? That's how you beat certain boxers. Oh, he's not a good counterpuncher. He can't cut off the ring. He don't got good footwork. All right? Just a little things. Every boxer has a weakness. And once you exploit that weakness and you see somebody else do it, you tend to follow and do the same thing. So Errol Spence had that deadly car crash, and then he had an injury to his face. I think it's a detached retina, something like that, right? He had something that he had to cancel the Manny Pacquiao fight because he got injured in practice. Now, when this stuff gets a hold of other boxers, they take advantage and they exploit that. Terence Crawford did his homework on Errol Spence Jr. He exploited everything. He took away the guy's power points, all right? Beat him with the jab, cut off the ring, and hit him where it hurts most, counterpunching. And he counterpunched him all over here. Right here, had all this area swollen, the same spot that got the man injured in practice, right? What up, G? So when you do that and you're a boxer, that puts you at risk to lose more. All you have to do is lose once. People follow a blueprint for that, and they try to beat you that way. But as a boxer, you have to overcome that blueprint. Okay, they beat me, they exposed me this way, so I have to work on my flaws. That's how you do it. You work on your flaws as a boxer because people will exploit them. Now, as far for Terence Crawford Jr., not Jr., well, that's Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford going to be on his way to greatness. All right? He going to run the welterweight division. We're definitely in the Terence Crawford era. Earl Spencer like dirty Old Spice deodorant. Man. But see, this goes back to the Tyson thing. Everybody got a game plan until they get punched in the face. We had on that same day, y'all telling me that this fight wasn't a 50-50, that it was 70-30 for Errol Spence. Errol Spence going to beat the brakes off Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford stands no chance. Well, guess what? As in any sport, boxing, basketball, football, you don't know until it takes place. You have to win first. We could take opinions on who we think going to win, but you still got to go out there and do it. Just because you pronounce as the better person doesn't mean you're going to win. That person may find one flaw in your game to exploit you. Like G Money always said, since you're here, the best doesn't always win. Just because you're viewed as being better doesn't mean you're going to win. You still have to perform. You still have to play. The games goes on. The fight continues. Everybody got a game plan until they get punched in the damn face. You know? Yeah, Terence Crawford is a hell of a counter puncher. You know? Hell of a counter puncher. Even with Floyd versus Terence Crawford, I think Floyd would beat Terence Crawford at 135. But I think at welterweight, Terence Crawford beats Floyd Mayweather. So it goes vice versa. Thank you. Even if it's a small chance, G Money, you still have a chance, right? Everybody has a chance. Everybody has a chance. You know, there's no such a thing as, you know, you don't stand no chance. Hey, man, if they got to compete, that guy still got to go in there and get the job done. It's easier said than done. And that's just the main, that's just the, you know, the buts and ifs about it. That's just how it is. But Terence Crawford said to Jamal Charlo, you're next. Jamal Charlo, you're next at 154. That's another guy Terence Crawford wants. That should be his next fight against Jermaine Charlo. Exactly. There's several things that could change the outcome of a sporting event. The mental aspect. You could be going through something mentally. You know, somebody that you care about could pass away just at the time that you're playing the biggest game or the biggest fight of your life. Mentally, that could take a toll on you, right? You could wake up one morning and just not feel good, right? Man, I woke up one morning, I slept the wrong side of the bed. My arm is hurting, but damn, I got to play game 7 of the NBA Finals. Man, my arm is sore. I got to go into this boxing fight. Shit happens. Shit happens. That's why you always got to have a multiple skill set, because you can't rely on your main skill set all the time. Shit happens.
Salute.
Well, salute. What happens if you get hurt and you, with your right hand, still shooting right hand? You may have to improvise. And
wow, what an
right
what?
you shoot with your left if you have an injury. Anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right. I must have a little technical difficulties with G Money. You know, but he'll probably be back. But I mean, that's just how it goes, man. You know, I may have to move to a different spot because I'm having Wi-Fi issues. I don't know if it's me or what up, G Money?
Sorry, Wi-Fi problems. My fault.
Oh, okay. I thought it was me, man, because I'm starting to think I have Wi-Fi problems myself. But sometimes it starts to blank out on me, you know. But yeah, I take it you saw the fight as well.
Yeah, I did. It was a Terence. The terrific Terence was on the loose last night. I mean, jabbing, punching right in the schnozola of Aaron Spence. I mean, Errol Spence.
Cutting the ring off. I mean, he did everything that you could possibly do. Pure domination, man. And that
pure
was
domination. A complete ass kicking. Errol Spence. I was wrong. I was emphatically wrong. Errol Spence did not know what hit him last night.
Right. You know, and that's the thing with sports. We could take, like I was saying, we could take our opinions, but until it actually happens, you don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. Example. 2011. Who thought? I mean, unless you're a Mavericks fan, unless you're a Mavericks fan who thought they'll beat the Heat.
Yeah, I think nobody did. I
Unless you're a
remember
Mavericks
that.
fan.
I remember that because I walked around telling everybody who's gonna win the finals. Miami Heat, Miami Heat. No
Well,
way they
unless
did.
you're a Mavericks fan. Unless you're a Mavs fan. Mavs
Unless
fans
you're a
thought
Mavs fan, yeah. Unless you're a Mavs fan, that's only one spectrum. An exception to the rule. That's just mainly and how many Dallas Mavericks fans outside of Dallas? I mean, you go to New York, LA,
Mhm.
you don't find too much Dallas Mavericks fans. That's
Right,
literally
right, right,
here
right,
within
right,
Dallas. Yeah.
right. Or for example, even even in MLB. I mean, unless you're a Phillies fan, who would have thought the Phils would make the World Series last year after they started so slow?
Facts, facts. So I mean, it doesn't. You got to wait to see if it happens first. That's the main thing about it. We could take our opinions, but nobody's an expert, and that's the thing with sports. A lot of people think that they're experts, but until it actually happens, all you could do is just take your prediction.
Hmm.
Now we can talk about stuff that happened already, and then make our assessment in terms of ranking because it already
Yeah.
happened. But if
Hmm.
we're talking about future stuff that didn't even happen yet, then yeah, you know, it's to each his own.
Exactly. And another thing too, I'm seeing some Earl Spence fans just bouncing and criticizing Spence. I agree that Spence was bad last night. At the same time, don't give up on the guy. He's still a
Right.
great fighter though. He just had a bad game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the sport of boxing. You're gonna take losses. Every great boxer has lost, pretty much. You know,
Hmm.
losing is a part of sports. You can't win all the time. Okay, it comes
Hmm.
with the territory. It comes with the territory. You just want to win your big fights as much as possible, or win your big games as much as possible. All right, like if you're playing in the NBA Finals, you want to make sure you're on the winning end more than the losing end most of the time.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean you're not gonna lose. Mostly, you may have a situation where you lose, and that's okay. Losing is
Hmm.
okay. Okay, it comes with sports. All right, it is what it
Exactly.
is.
Failure happens. It's okay to fail. I
Right,
agree. It's okay to fail. You use that and get back stronger next time. It's okay to fail.
right.
Like, you're not going to succeed every time. I mean, example, look at the Spurs in 2014. In 2013, they lost in heartbreaking fashion to the Heat. I mean,
Right.
going on the Ray Allen shot. And then in 2014, they used that as motivation and walloped the Heat and won the chip.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it happens like that, man. You know, but this is going to be interesting. I mean, it's good to see that people coming out supporting boxing because boxing was one of the sports that I wanted people to pay attention to because you got a lot of good fighters out there that just needs better promotion.
Right.
And so yeah, but Terence Crawford got his plate full. He could go face Canelo. That'd be a
Hmm.
big fight. He could face Jermaine Charlo. There's a lot of good names out there that he could face. That's famous, that makes money, and that could upgrade his roster.
Hmm.
His resume, so to speak. But
Hmm.
yeah, man. What was you saying about the MLB yesterday? You were saying something about the Mets, like
Yeah, I was saying that the Mets are. I think they're. I said the Mets traded Max Scherzer to the Texas Rangers.
oh, okay, all right,
Yeah, yeah. One of the long life Mets, so he's now a Texas Ranger now.
right. Damn. I mean, hey, it's we got still our work to do, but I mean, we have a chance as the Mets. We have a chance to get busy and try to make it to the World Series. I mean, anything can happen, but our chances
Right,
are getting.
right. Yeah, they're gonna need some help. The thing with the problem with the Mets have a lot of talent, but 343 million in payroll. They have talent. They just need to work on their hitting has just kind of been abysmal. The problem with the Mets and why they're kind of struggling is their hitting a little bit. To me,
Right.
it's their hitting and also their manager Buck needs to make some adjustments though. Yeah.
Facts. And how's your moving been going lately?
My movie's been all right though. A lot of it's been a cluster funk, but it's working fine. It's been all
Oh,
right.
so you're not completely done. You're still
Yeah,
doing
I'm
it.
still yeah, still a lot of still a lot though. Still in the jungle of moving. Still not
Right.
done yet, but we're still getting there. We're still grinding.
Right. That's what's up. Yeah, man. But hey, yeah. I mean, it's at least you're moving still in the same neighborhood, because you know it a little bit. It's not like you're moving another state or something like that. So
Here's the thing though. I'm only gonna be in that house for 1 year. The new
okay.
house, I'm only gonna be there for 1 year, and then I'm moving again. I don't know where though.
Oh, so it's a situation that
It's
you
like
could
rent.
perhaps.
We rented a house. We rented a
Oh,
new house though.
okay.
Personally, for me, I wish we would have bought the house. Personally, for me, I wish we could have bought the house to save
Right.
the trouble. Because
Right.
to save the trouble and all that. Because don't forget, I'm graduating. You know,
Yeah.
from school from St. Bonaventure back in
Okay.
2020 next summer.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Oh yeah. So after that, what's on your agenda? You want to still stay in New York, or you want to branch out?
I probably stay in New York though. The only place I would consider moving to if I did leave New York is probably Connecticut.
Okay. Oh yeah, Connecticut is definitely peaceful. My uncle actually lives in Connecticut. He loves it. It's peaceful and quiet. You know.
Nice.
Yeah. But I mean, you're in Long Island, right? So
Hmm.
Long Island's not that bad. Long
Yeah,
Island's
it's
kind of.
amazing. It's amazing. I love Long Island. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely peaceful. You don't have to deal with some of the stuff from the inner city from the five boroughs. So you're good. You know.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
I could be the yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no. Go ahead. Say what you were saying.
Yeah, I was trying to say that. I'm gonna be in the new house for a year.
Uh-huh.
We rented a new house, and then after that, we just have to wait and see what happens. Personally, for me, I'm gonna try to get a job, try and save some cash so I can get my own place.
Okay.
After during this new year.
Mm. And since we're gonna head into a new NBA season, you've seen how some of these trades take place. What team in the Western Conference you could think that has a good chance of taking Denver out of there? Who's going to be
Uh,
Denver's best ally? Since Denver's number 1 right now, we got to
mhm.
look at a team to beat Denver.
Whew.
Somebody got to knock Denver and Denver
Well, I'm looking at two
to the.
teams that have a legit shot to beat the Nuggets. To
Yeah.
me, they're if healthy. I'm gonna say the Clippers if healthy, and I'm going to say, man, this is tough. I say the Clippers if healthy. I would, and would you put the Lakers in there? The Lakers did made some improvements. Would you put the Lakers in there?
Yeah, I think there's a couple threats. I think the 3 biggest threats is probably the Lakers, Clippers, and could be the Phoenix Suns, depending on how they if they could blend together as a team. But Phoenix Suns got weapons.
Sure, and they improved their bench a little bit though. I mean,
Yeah.
they improved the bench a little bit. But if I had to choose the threats, I'm gonna say Clippers.
No,
I'm
yeah.
going to say I'll say Lakers in there. I think Lakers will give the Nuggets some problems. I'll still pick Denver to beat LA, but I'm saying that they'll give them problems.
Right.
And 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 I'll probably say Phoenix. If I had to choose, I think Denver repeats. If I had to choose a champion, I think the Nuggets still have enough to repeat because I think
Right.
the Nuggets, to me, still have enough depth to go back to back. And I think
Right.
Michael Porter's going to take the next step this coming
Right.
season. I think Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are going to elevate their game even more. And I think a guy like a Christian Brown is going to be huge for the Nuggets this year. And KCP and Aaron Gordon are going to do the dirty work. So I think Denver's going to go back to back. But the teams that I think will give them problems in the West are the LA teams, the Lakers and Clippers and the Suns. Yeah.
Mm. So here's the thing about that though. If they could do that, win back to back, they'd be making some history because a lot of teams can't win back to back now. So
Yeah.
yeah. So if they could do that, that'd be big. But yeah, man, the Suns, I don't know what to expect from the Suns, but I did know they improve on their role players and they get another all-star caliber player in return for old Chris Paul. I mean, that's a big
Yeah,
upgrade.
Bradley Beal. That's a pretty good. Bradley Beal. My only concern is that who's gonna get the ball the final minute. That's my only concern. I think the Suns will give them problems due to their quickness and speed. I'll still give the Nuggets the edge because of their size and their length and their depth, but I think the Suns will get the Nuggets probably their speed, quickness, and agility. and shot making.
Right. And G Money, there's only one basketball, so all them guys can't take shots.
Yeah, that's another point why I don't think they'll beat the Nuggets 4 out of 7 times. I think they'll give them problems and push them to a deeper series, but I don't think they'll beat Denver. Phoenix.
Yeah. Somebody's got to move without the ball. Somebody's got to make a commitment to doing something else other than give me the ball and let me score 1-on-1. So
yeah, and to win championships, not only do you need a great defense to win a championship, you need a smart offense. You're not going to win with just iso ball. You're not.
Yeah.
You need guys to move the ball.
Never worked. That historically that has never worked. Just playing iso ball. So yeah.
You need some guys to move without the ball. And you need someone to get to the hoop. Exactly. Iso ball, I agree. Iso ball never works in the playoffs. And you can't just jack up threes. Why do you think the Celtics got smoked in the playoffs by the Heat in the game 7? Because they're shooting threes rather than using their size.
Yeah. So I mean, if they got their work cut out, they're gonna have to make sacrifices though. Those guys gonna have to say, hey man, I'm only taking 6 shots a game. I'm gonna give him the ball most of the time. Because Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant are 3 ball-dominant players that need shots. Like Kevin Durant's going to take like 25 shots a game. Devin Booker's going to take the same. Bradley Beal going to want at least 18 to 20 shots a game. That's half of your team's points right there.
And then you have DeAndre Ayton too. Don't forget about him. He wants some shots too.
DeAndre ain't going to want at least 10 or 15 touches. So it's gonna be hard for those 2 guys to get over that hump. But Denver is still the favorites until further notice. I mean, you got to give them that respect. Somebody has to beat them, or at least attempt to beat them. What do you think about the Golden State Warriors? I didn't even forget about them.
I think they're still a good team. I think Chris Paul. It will be a little bit of a slow start, but I think Chris Paul's gonna gel with them sooner than later, though. With Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Kevon Looney and Andrew Wiggins. My only concern is that where's their depth? They need depth, though. Yeah. That's the thing. I
think they need some size because they still small in the middle. You seen what the Lakers did to them?
Exactly. It was mincemeat. It was mincemeat for the Lakers. Yeah. So it was like a giant versus a freaking peanut. Like,
it was definitely a case of big guys beating on the little guy. So
yeah, I think the Warriors would give. I think the Warriors will be a tough out. I just don't know if they have enough. I do need some size though, and they need some depth. I mean, Corey Joseph, Darius Saric is decent. I don't think that's enough though. Off the bench though, like if they could just get a few more meat on the bones off the bench, they'll be dangerous. And at least another Jackie Chan shot blocker, another stretch big to be fine.
Facts. I agree with that. But yeah, man. Well, I wanted to tell you. Yeah. When does the preseason for the NFL start?
August.
Okay.
Somewhere. Yeah, August. And then the NFL regular season begins September 7th. Between the Lions and Chiefs.
Oh, okay. Do you know what's the first game for my Eagles?
Let me check. Let me check though. Right. First game for Eagles. It's gonna be crazy.
Good sunny California day. It's hot as hell out here today. The sun is coming down. But you probably don't even have that hot weather today, don't you?
The weather is hot like a skillet right now. It's beautiful, but it's hot like a skillet. So
damn.
And speaking of hot like a skillet, your Eagles will look to fly high against the past September 10th first game of the season at Foxborough and in Gillette Stadium, September 10, 4:25 p.m. on CBS. First game of the season.
Nice. That's okay. I think I'll join that party. I'm gonna be on live for that one. That's a nice one.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Trying to keep this party started though. I mean, the Eagles trying to trying to right the wrong from last year. The past just trying to get back to the playoffs after missing out on the playoff party last year. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. You know, ESPN said we're gonna get that rematch in a Super Bowl. What are you
mm,
smoking?
I
That's
don't
highly
know, man.
that's highly unlikely for two of the same teams to make it to the Super Bowl again. It
It's
don't
really
happen.
hard though.
Yeah, it don't
It's
happen
really
in football like that.
it doesn't. I mean, who knows? Who knows who could be there next year? It might be the freaking who knows? Who knows might happen next year? It might be the freaking if I. Have to, I mean, before this year, I had like the 49ers and the Bengals.
Right,
The good news is that, well, thank God Joe Burrow's okay. He's gonna be out for several weeks because he had the calf injury, which I'm pretty sure you know about.
right.
They heard, but Joe Cool is okay, so Joe Cool is all right. I'm just assuming healthier. I think it's gonna be the 49ers and the Bengals. So I think both teams have enough firepower. So I think it's gonna be Cincinnati and San Fran to fight for the Super Bowl crown, the NFL crown.
Right.
Um, Another team that that could be a sleeper team, and I think this team isn't gonna talk about. Don't sleep on the Jets though. I think the Jets are gonna be a pretty good team next year though. This coming season, you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to be hot. He's going to want to get that work in. You know, he's on a new team, so he may be even an MVP candidate for the regular season. Goes, you know, he may get hot.
With Williams, and then Brees Hall coming back, and then yeah, I think it'll be a dangerous team. I mean, remember, people forget that the Jets started off 7-4, and then they kind of like slid it off in the face of the earth, fell off the
Right.
face of the earth, losing the last 6 games though. But they were right there. They just didn't have a
Right
quarterback.
there.
So
Oh yeah.
and Brees Hall got hurt. So now with them being healthy, with a better quarterback, and don't forget Dalvin Cook is in talks to go into the Jets, so they should be a better team. What do you think? What do you think about the Giants get Saquon Barkley back? I'll be right back.
All right. Hold on. While G Money is doing that, I'm going to play this.
Cameron Buford, LA News Observer. Errol Spence, would you talk to us about what Terence Crawford said to you after the
Now,
fight?
look at Earl Spence's face.
Oh, you should ask me that.
Look like miss
But
me.
he just said, "Good
The
fight."
dude look 50 years old now.
Much
Mashed
respect,
potatoes.
and that's about it.
Swollen eyes and
All right,
everything.
we will allow Errol Spence Jr. to
Let's see what else he
depart.
gotta say.
And you know what? Tonight we saw the two best welterweights on the planet colliding, and I give respect to both men because they went ahead and put it all on the line. A round of applause to both Terence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. for providing
that's
us
good sportsmanship.
an
They hug
unbelievable
each
night of
other.
boxing here in Las
Yeah.
Vegas.
Good sportsmanship. Earl Spence Jr. should actually move up to 154 too. He should get some more fights moving up. I don't think he should fight.
All right, ladies and
faster
gentlemen, now
counter-punches in
I
a
want
welterweight
to
division.
bring up, he is the first male boxer to be undisputed champion in 2 divisions. For the first time in the 4-belt era, there is an undisputed welterweight champion of the world. This man, 40
I thought
wins,
G-Money was
no
there.
losses. He remains undefeated here tonight. The best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, from Omaha, Nebraska, we present to you Terence Bud Crawford, ladies and gentlemen.
Back. No. So now you just took a look at his face, right? Looked like mashed potatoes. That's what his face looked like. Mashed potatoes. So before I dig into this a little more, I would say the drawing board. Now, does he deserve a rematch? Because he has a rematch clause. If they want to do this again, if it's going to sell, then yes. But I don't think people will buy into this fight again. I honestly don't. All right. Because the first fight was so much domination that old country boy, cornbread, Earl Spence Jr., he don't want that smoke. I don't see him wanting a rematch with this again because he's going to get beat the brakes beat off him again, and his value is going to go down. Do not lower your value as a boxer. If you face a defeat, don't go back in there again. If you get dominated in the first fight, do not ask for a rematch. Only ask for a rematch if the fight is close. But if the fight is not close, you have no business asking for a rematch. You do not ask for a rematch. Right? You just don't do it. Ain't gonna be able to do. Look at the homeboy's face. Look at Earl Spence Jr.'s face. The dude look like he's 50 years old. Okay? He looks like he's 50. Renegade, you seeing this? He got to go back to the South and get some of that good eating. He don't want that smoke. Yeah, at least get a tune-up first. Thank you. Why would you want to go back into that smoke again? You got the brakes beat off you. Who wants to watch that? Because Terence Crawford is going to be the heavily favorite. Terence Crawford is going to be the overwhelming favorite in the next fight. And you most likely going to get beat again because Terence Crawford's hands is too quick. His counter punching is too quick. You're just not fast enough to keep up with him. And you don't get the skill set to cut the ring off. You're a power puncher. You got athletic ability. But that shit don't work against Terence Crawford. You need another skillful fighter to go up against Terence Crawford. A guy like a Floyd Mayweather, Shakur Stevenson. Guys that got a skill set, right? Skill sets. That's how you get it done. But glad a lot of people saw the fight. Boxing is back. If you ask me, it never left nowhere, but it is what it is. Right? This dude look like he's 50 years old. What's up, cornbread? He was like, yeah, you know, my game plan was to go up and there and, you know, he had a night. You know, I ain't making no excuses. No disrespect to the South, but damn, man. If you're going to lose, at least put on a show a little bit, man. You know, damn. I give him props, though. He took that ass whipping like a man. He didn't make excuses. He said the better man won. He gets all the props in the world for me. I respect that. I gotta respect that. You know? Oh, that's all right. I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do, G Money. You got to run them errands, man. Yeah. Long Island, New York. I'm familiar with Long Island, New York. Very quiet. It's not my cup of tea. I thought it was real boring, but it's a great place to raise a family. It's peaceful and quiet. It definitely is. Yeah, Crawford really like that. Crawford is savage. You see what he said about the reporter, Ellie Setback. Because y'all was saying Terence Crawford was a ducker. He didn't face nobody. Well, he took the top guy that you thought that would have beat the brakes off him, and he beats the brakes off him instead. So be careful what your hands for. Be careful what your hands for. It is what it is, man. A little bit slow day. I know a lot of y'all are probably like just getting back in the house, probably hot as hell. Afternoon. Some of y'all probably just coming from playing in the park. You know, if you're having your little weekend festivities, but it's so fucking hot. I said, you know what? Let me bring my ass back in the house and talk some boxing. I thought it was the right logical thing to do. You know, talk some boxing. You know, his voice even sound a little different. Look at homeboy's voice.
That's about it.
All right, we will allow Errol Spence Jr. to depart. And you know what? Tonight.
No, his face look bad, boy. face looked bad. If he won the fight, even if he won the fight with his face looking like that, I would say he still lost the fight. Man, you look at Bud's
We
face.
saw the two best welterweights on the
It's
planet
completely
colliding,
different.
and I give respect to both men because they went ahead and put it all on the line. A round of applause to both Terence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence
Look
Jr.
at Terence Bud
for
Crawford.
providing us
You see his face?
an unbelievable night of
his
boxing
face?
here in Las
Let's
Vegas.
fast forward. See his face. Show his face.
Heavyweight champion of the world. This man, 40 wins,
Hold on.
no losses.
40
He remains
wins, 11
undefeated
stops.
here tonight.
40 wins and
Best
11
pound for
stops.
pound.
Now, look at his face. You see no damage, right? No damage to his face. You know? You know? Damn. If your face look like that, you better make sure your opponent's face look like that too, or at least close to it. So you can say, hey, I went down fighting like a G. Be like, hey, man, you better match my face. You better be swollen too, man. God damn. Errol Spence was a punching bag. He was a punching bag all night long. Crazy. A punching bag all night long. But hey, the future is bright for Terence Crawford. He said, Jermaine Charlo, you are next. So Jermaine Charlo, come and get some of this smoke. You're next. You're next. Hell yeah, them jabs was snapping his head back. That Renegade, his shit was like a fucking rubber band. It's a zoop, 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 zoop. Like this motherfucker was taking hit after hit, son. But he kept getting back up though. He got knocked down 3 times and kept getting back up. I got to give him his props for that. He went down like a G. Shout out to Errol Spence Jr., man. Homeboy was he went out there and went out like a G. Now, whoever wins or loses, hey, that's the sport of boxing, man. But he went out like a G. He was out there with shit. You had to kill that boy to knock him down completely because he wasn't going to get stopped completely. But I think that last flurry of punches that Terence Crawford was throwing, that would have knocked him out. He would have got officially stopped. That's why the referee stepped in there and stopped the fight, because that would have been over. It would have been over. Game over. He would have got knocked out from that. You can only take so much punches. You can only take so much. So for his well-being and his health, they had to stop the fight. Because, I mean, how many times are you going to keep letting this guy get beat up on? You know? Imagine if Errol Spence Jr. won that fight looking like that. That'd be the biggest rip-off in boxing history. Be like, man, you won that fight and look at your face. You just lost. I don't care what nobody said. You lost that fight. God damn. You know. Yeah, he should have. He definitely should have, bro. Definitely should have, man. You know. But it is what it is. Jermaine Charlo, you next. Canelo, you next. There's some good fighters. All Terence Crawford got to do is just make these fights happen. Boxing politics is really tricky. It's hard to get certain fights sometimes, you know. But Terence Crawford could become a multiple-time undisputed champion. That'd be big for his career. The man's 40-0. If his next fights go and he wins his next fights, let's say he fights 10 more times, right? If he's going to fight 10 more times, he may have to fight twice in a year. But if he fights 10 more times while he's still actively in his peak like this, he could go a 10-0, go 50-0. He may lose once, Somebody may catch him. Somebody may catch him. You know. But he's definitely in the driver's seat right now. But somebody definitely could catch him. That's the thing. So it is what it is on that aspect. But congratulations to Terence Crawford, the undisputed champion of boxing, pound for pound, the best boxer in the world. If you didn't know, now you know. I wanted to break down my afterthoughts of this fight, and that's exactly what I did. So, with that being said, I'm about to head up out, but everybody salute Renegade. Shout out to New Orleans. Shout out to Renegade of New Orleans. Keeping it dirty down there, you heard me? You know, Master P style, Lil Wayne style, right? By the way, Lil Wayne is the best artist to ever come out of New Orleans. Lil Wayne and what's homeboy that make that album with Jay-Z? Forgot his name. What's that lyrical dude that made that album with Jay-Z? He from New Orleans. Forgot his name. He's a lyrical artist, but he don't have like a down south accent. He sounds more like a lyrical New York cat. He makes songs with Jay-Z sometimes. Yo, Jay Electronica. Yes, Jay Electronica. Him and Lil Wayne probably the best artists out of New Orleans. You know, I would give both of those two guys the best artists out of New Orleans. But New Orleans got a lot of pool of talent. And New Orleans get busy from the Magnolia projects, the Calio projects, which they tore down. But them projects used to get busy, you know. So shout out to Renegade in New Orleans, man. Salute. Y'all motherfuckers keep it real in New Orleans, man. I love the culture in New Orleans. You know, so shout out to that. Anything with new in it, you know we get busy. New York, New Orleans. You know. Except for New England. Fuck New England. But yeah, man. We out. And shout out to G Money representing Strong Island, New York. You know. Hempstead in the house. Home of Method Man. And who else? Prodigy of Mob D. I mean, Hempstead got a little rich history too. You know. Everywhere you go, people representing, holding down their city, man. Shit is real everywhere. That's why you always got to have eyes behind your head and never underestimate your opponent. That's how it is in sports. You know, should be in real life as well. Sports out. Peace.